Hello, my amazing listeners. How are you in this moment? I am glad that you're here. And in this moment, I am feeling a lot of positive feelings. I'm feeling excitement. I am feeling curious and I'm feeling energy. What positive emotions are you feeling right now? When was the last time you even noticed positive emotions in your body? As an emotions coach, I love helping people learn more about how to process negative emotions in a healthy way. I love helping my clients to stop moralizing emotions and making emotions mean something about who they are intrinsically. I love teaching how emotions are energy and information and that they don't actually have power over you unless you give them power. I love parts work and showing how we have these different parts of us that show up in these energy emotions that really give us information. How betrayal, abuse, divorce, or experiences that we want to have a lot of negative emotions around and get to, and how it's okay to feel whatever you want about these experiences. And then how negative emotions can be felt in the body rather than being avoided or numbed out to or reacted to, and how feeling them isn't bad or wrong. Lots of focus on negative emotions and that catabolic energy, right? Well, today I want to focus on the positive emotions, but not in the way that I see a lot of people doing this. So hang in there with me today. Many of us grew up being told that positive is better than negative. Happy is better. If you feel sad, just think positive. If you're angry, repent and be more Christ-like and happy. When someone is feeling down, make them happy by being an example of happy, right? All of this. And this is not what I'm talking about today. I have worked with enough clients over the years that I know most of you listening know how to put on a happy face and hustle for the positive, right? But you have your positive affirmations on the mirror and you're trying so hard to focus on positive things. And many of you are doing this to suppress the negative emotions or pretend that everything is fine or feel like you have to pretend that everything is fine. Like a fake it till you make it. Everything's fine. I'm fine. All freaking fine. Right. Or you pretend to be happy, whether it's so that when others ask, how are you doing? If you were really authentic in your answer, then they might admit you to the mental hospital. So you just say, I'm great. Or you pretend to be happy around your ex and his family so that he can see that you're better without him. You're fine. See, I'm happier without you. Don't look close. I call this the car salesman happy. I'm going to sell you on this car, but don't look under the hood. I'm going to sell you on my happy, but don't look too close. Forcing positive emotions is another way you engage in denial, denying true feelings when you're trying to convince yourself that you are not affected by your trauma, by your ex, or your past experiences. And so, while the use of positive affirmations can be helpful, when we use them excessively without addressing the underlying emotion, then it can feel forced and insincere, and why it's not often really felt, why we're really not feeling it. So we're not making that connection somatically to the positive either. The healing journey, it really does involve a nuance of understanding these emotions. It's not about making your emotions, your negative emotions disappear, but about acknowledging and working with them in a healthy way. And today I want to talk about why it's equally imperative to your healing to authentically feel the positive emotions in your body as well. So trauma overshadows, it overshadows these points of calm and positive in your body, but it doesn't mean that they're not there. It's just harder to access it in the middle of trauma. When you have so much emotional imbalance with fight, flight, and freeze responses, then we're going to focus on those responses, right? Like, of course. And when we've lived in a state of fight, flight, freeze for so long, that's going to still be the main focus. But forced positivity is not authentic and somatically doesn't do anything long term to actually heal you. Authentic positivity doesn't require you to deny or ignore pain. It coexist with your healing journey, allowing you to find those moments of joy and clarity and peace and happy amid the process. And this is what I want to offer you today: how to access this authentic positivity as part of your healing journey as well. So here's a couple examples. When I'm with a client and we are brain spotting, one way to help keep the paradoxical gray, the PAG, PAG, this part of the brain is a key component of the brain's pain modulation system. So it helps to regulate the perception of pain and can either enhance or inhibit pain signals. The PAG is also involved in the activation of the sympathetic nervous system, which controls the fight, flight, or freeze response. Interesting, right? And so it's involved in the regulation of emotional responses like fear and anxiety. Okay, sorry, I know I geeked out there a little bit. So in brain spotting, before we're going to be processing these intense negative emotions, to keep that PAG, the paradoxical gray part of the brain, to keep that from flooding with intense emotions, then we first identify a calm part of the body. It's called a resource spot. So it allows the client to identify a part of the body that feels grounded, centered, not active, like not charged, right? Not emotionally activated and charged. And many times this is really difficult because the negative emotions being felt are what's being focused on, right? And so to shift to the other more positive sensations and energy takes a moment. And often I'll hear, there is zero calm, there is zero grounding, there is nothing in me that feels positive or centered. We are focused on the negative stressors, so we overlook the positive. My point is, the positive's there, authentically there. And when we can choose to see it, notice it, then we'll be able to start grabbing hold of more of it and then create more of it rather than force it, fake it, push it, or should your way into positive or righteous your way into positive. This is emotional resilience, which we all have a natural capacity for. So in my brain spotting session, so my client feels that flooding of negative emotions, then we draw their attention back to what they authentically found beforehand in the calm, grounding, clarity part that helps the PAG from flooding the brain. That's what I want to encourage all of you listening today to practice. Practice seeing what is already within you to keep you from the flooding of negative emotions. When my clients have a hard time finding a spot in the body, then I'll suggest the fingertips, the tip of the nose, maybe even the earlobes. These have less nerve endings, and so they can be a little bit less charged with that catabolic energy and intensity. So tapping fingers can be grounding and access part of the body where it's a little less flooded. So you can find some positive emotion, some anabolic emotion there because it's not filled with so much negative. It's not filled with so much of that negative charge. We can forget that we have inside us already when we are in that trauma mode, when we are focusing on surviving and getting to that next thing that we have to do, right? And it can become so all encompassing when we're forgetting how to be, how to see the good, how to see the positive within. And then we're so tired of feeling so badly, so negative. Most often we start looking for something outside of ourselves to make us feel happy and better. This is where the unsustainable and false positives are found. When I was single and working and trying to survive one day to the next, I would have car issues after car issue. And after just purchasing an old new car, not long after that car seems to have just died, I was so upset, like so much negative emotion. This was also my livelihood, how I worked and how I supported my children. And so I was pissed. I was mad, like all of it. And even mad at God. I had to get the car towed to my mechanic. And yes, I say my mechanic because I had been there so many dang times that he knew me well. Anyway, I had the car towed. And then I'm waiting to hear back on the damage and if the car is even going to be repairable. And so I get back to my apartment, I march back to my room, slam the door shut, and it was about to just let God have it. And as I knelt down and was ready to just say, why? Why me? Why now? Why? Because I had all of this negative emotion, right? And rightly so. That's not a fun thing to have to happen when you lose your car, you lose your vehicle. Got 4 kids you have to take places. You have a job you have to get to. There's a lot of stress there. But I opened my mouth and out came the words, thank you. Thank you. Like I did not know that was in me. I wasn't planning on saying that. Like, where in the world did that come from? I did not kneel down to force gratitude. Like, I wasn't going, well, let me just start out by telling him all the nice things that I do recognize, or maybe if I just tell him all the things I'm thankful for, he'll help me. I did not have that intention. There it was, gratitude. And so then I intentionally said, thank you that my children are healthy. And when I said that out loud, I literally felt a shift in my body. I accessed another energy source that was authentically there. I was not practicing an affirmation. I was not going through my list of gratitudes so that I could stop feeling so negative. I was very grateful. And through everything that had been happening, through all of that shit show, and that was still actually ongoing as well, my kids were healthy. This authentic positivity was in me. I accessed it and it shifted me. That's what I'm talking about today. I didn't go to my mirror and read a quote and try to practice positive. And I'm not saying that that isn't good. You know that I'm a sticky note queen. What I want you to practice is noticing what is already authentically positive in you. The moments of joy, the moments of clarity, the moments of peace. See it within. Let it shift you. Let it fuel you and let that positivity grow. Your capacity for experiencing authentic positivity is innate. It's an inherent aspect of your emotional makeup. It really isn't something that you have to go hustle for or go find. And I love this. I love believing that it's already in me because for me, it eliminates the hustling to be positive or find something outside of me to create positive within. It helps me to feel more aligned with my higher self. And when I consider my authentic positivity, it reminds me of my agency and power to choose what I focus on within me. We as humans have a wide range of both the positive and the negative, the catabolic and the anabolic energy. The 50-50 is always there. Your brain is also wired to experience positive emotions as well in different regions of the brain. There are associated with specific positive emotions. Neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. All of this play a really crucial role in generating feelings of pleasure and happiness. It's already within you by design. And I think sometimes when I just remember how my body was designed, then it lessens this idea that I'm missing, that I'm broken or something's wrong. Building resilience after betrayal, abuse, and divorce is possible because you already have authentic positivity within that plays a vital role in your recovery from those injured parts. And when you access that anabolic energy, remember, and this is a building up force, it repairs, it replenishes, and it revives. So the more that you access that anabolic energy, the more resilience you build. Just like I teach about how to be with and hold space for your authentic negative emotions, the same is equally important to do with your authentic positive emotions. But when you're only focused on the negative impact of your trauma and from your trauma, and I don't say that with judgment, like you become emotionally exhausted, right? The amount of mental and physical energy it takes in the distress of those emotions, it of course makes it challenging to tap into authentic positivity. Also, it's really vulnerable to feel positive, like risky. I used to joke, but really I was serious, that I'm a happy pessimist because I'd rather be pleasantly surprised than disappointed. So I expected the negative because it was really vulnerable to expect positive. I didn't want to be hurt or let down again. Trauma also brings that emotional numbness as a protective mechanism, which can also dampen both those negative emotions and the authentic positivity. And so it's really difficult to feel anything deeply. And then trust or distrust in yourself and others This also seeps into distrusting the authentic positive emotions you have. You might find yourself doubting and questioning, is this really good? Am I really happy? Am I just pretending or force faking? And we distrust so many things because of trauma. So, not trusting authentic positivity can absolutely be one of those things that we distrust within. It took me a while after my second marriage to trust the authentic positive feelings that I was experiencing in this healthy relationship. I totally doubted and questioned, and it felt weird, wrong even, to feel positive for so long. I kept waiting for that other shoe to drop. And this just isn't since I got remarried. Even after a couple years of being single and starting to build my business and start creating some more of these things for me, start connecting back to myself, I would go through moments where it felt like I'm too happy. Something is going to happen, right? Things are going too well. When is the other shoe going to drop? When is what's his name going to show back up and cause problems? I was always waiting for that. So I didn't allow myself to feel authentically positive because it just felt weird. Felt like it's been too long. So something must be wrong. How many of you can relate to that? Okay, so here is what you can begin practicing and doing to be more in tune with your authentic positivity. The first one is practice self compassion, recognizing that it's okay to experience a wide range of emotions, including the positive ones, even in the midst of healing trauma. Be kind to yourself as you navigate these emotions. I think I've shared this before, but I remember not long after I left, I was still living with my parents. My brothers were doing something funny and I did an authentic laugh. Like there's that authentic positivity, right? I laughed out loud and it scared me. It shocked me. I actually ran to the bathroom and started crying because I hadn't heard that authentic positivity in myself in a very long time. And then to be honest, it felt weird. Like, oh, I shouldn't be too happy. I shouldn't be too authentically positive because look what I'm going through right now. And so when you practice self compassion and know that it's okay to experience a wide range of emotions, grief, and you can have moments of authentic positivity. And we start small, one step at a time. Allow yourself to notice the positive energy in your body, wherever it may show up, even in your fingertips. Perhaps you're enjoying a warm cup of tea or coffee or smoothie or whatever you make yourself. Enjoy it. Don't moralize the time frame, right, of that enjoyable moment. If it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just notice the authentic positive that is happening within you. Maybe you're driving in your car and a song comes on that's inspiring or motivating or energizing. Enjoy it. Be with yourself in that authentic positivity within you in that 4-minute song. Music can be really powerful and can really give you those positive moments authentically during the day. When you go for a walk, enjoy the sun, the sky, the moon, the stars, the cool breeze that's coming right now. Let that come from within and see where in your body is the warm sun touching is it in your face, top of your head? Enjoy it. Notice the positive energy within. When you are filled with both, you are filled with both. You're not lacking in authentic positivity. And as you practice being just as mindful of the beautiful positive energy as you are mindful of the beautiful negative energy, you'll feel your way back towards you. This is how you're going to build resistance. This is how you're going to transform, heal, because you choose to feel all of it. I think that there's a lot of focus on negative emotions. And like I said in the beginning, I love helping my clients to let themselves feel the negative emotions, right? Anger is one of those that so many don't want to feel. We judge it, we feel shame, we moralize it. And so there's a lot of good resources and information and talk about negative emotions. But today I just wanted to remind you that there's positive within. It's there. Look for it, access it, let it be in your body and notice where it's coming up and enjoy it, even for a moment. when you tap in more and more consciously to this authentic positivity, and it will heal you, and dare I say this, but faster, because positive is associated with anabolic. Anabolic is associated with building up, repairing, restoring, right down to your cells, what has been broken down and lost and exhausted from the catabolic energy. And that's why when you practice authentic positivity, you're building your resistance. So choose to feel all of it. Choose to feel and recognize both. That's why you're the chooser in your life, and you can choose to authentically feel both because you can. Take care, everybody. Are you missing out on the Dating from Within workshop tonight? It is okay. There will be another one coming soon. And if you want to be notified when that date is scheduled, then click the link in the show notes to get on the list. It's not time to date until you learn how to date from within. I love this workshop. I focus more in depth on these emotions and energy that we talked about today to help you get more clear and aware of what you are creating from within. It is fun. It is super informative. And I hope to see all of you there tonight.